Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss readings regarding where this creative idea is going or has been planted or is about to be planted or launched off. Okay, so this is where you get to choose one of these crystals, and these crystals are actually sending you information. As soon as you see these crystals, you'll be attracted to one of these, and that is where your answer lies. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with Labradorite. Okay, then you have Mahogany Obsidian, then you have Malachite. Beautiful crystals. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started with this first deck. And that's the crystal you chose. And you see it lights up in beautiful greens and blues. Alright, so we'll set that aside. What I'll do is I'll channel the energy from this crystal. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what you guys have here. Well, the first deck, you have the tarot deck. This is the deck that's actually going to give you the message. Okay, I'm going to move these leaves to the side because I'm going to need more room. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Above, this will be your past, present, and your future. Nice. Alright, then you have these advice cards, which I'm going to pull out after I start with these. So I'm not going to turn them around. Sorry, that's what I meant. Flip them over. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And then you have these guidance cards, but let's not get into all that right now. Alright, so you have the Nine of Cups, you have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and you have the Princess of Pentacles in reverse. So for this deck, this pile of cards, it is stating that there is an idea that you've been contemplating on over and over and over again, and you seem to find yourself attracted to this idea. You seem to be putting all your effort into this. Okay, but there seems to be a little message here that's stating that. Well, for example, you have the King of Cups, someone who is collective with their emotion, someone who is calm, someone who thinks before he acts. Actually, this is someone who feels before he acts. He feels if the situation is right or wrong. Okay? Now, this energy is a good energy because this is a good leader. This leader will not take a risk on behalf of his people or his kingdom. This person really thinks about everything before he acts, and then he feels what he thought of, and then he acts. So he thinks, he feels, and then he acts. Okay? So I think that seems to be the message here with this potential that you have. There's this idea, there's this change that you've been working on, either through school or a business venture. Or yourself. You are investing time on yourself. You are investing all of this energy on yourself. So you can become a really good leader when it comes time to take control. Okay? Because see how this person is perfectly balanced? Now this will make a perfect leader. But the message is telling that King of Cups not to get overwhelmed with emotions. Right now it is not the time to be overwhelmed with so much up and down, left and right emotions. This is about the message here is to tell the King of Cups that it is not a good advice to become too extreme. So for example, if this person is feeling it is not okay, here it is. If this king becomes overwhelmed with emotions and starts to cry and it's going through depression, it's focusing on all the wrong things, well, as you can see, this will create an emotional imbalance in this person. Okay, so but as you can see, this leader is perfectly calm. Now, if this is the energy that you want to bring into your business or your creative idea or your venture, well, it's just going to overwhelm you, okay? It's going to block the message that you're supposed to receive because of your emotions. Your emotions are not properly balanced. But as you can see, he's coming from a place of balance. But because he's overwhelmed with this idea, with this potential that it could happen, this acorn can turn into a tree, or it could just not sprout. But that's what it's worrying about. It's worrying about the seed not sprouting. And then on this card, he's overthinking it. He or she is overthinking. Okay? So overthinking, to me, let's use this acorn as an analogy. Okay? Now, when you have an idea, it's like this acorn. All right? You take this acorn to a place, the right location, the right place, with the right environment. You go ahead and dig a hole and you plant the seed. Now, you can overwater the seed, and this seed would rot. Okay, this acorn would not take off, it will rot. Why? Because it's too much water, too much emotion. You're overbearing the seed. You're overbearing this idea of change, or this idea of business, or this idea of enhancing yourself through education or spirituality. But again, it's like if you have this idea, hold on to it tightly, and for example, this King of Cups is like pretty much just sitting around waiting for the acorn to sprout. And he's calm, he's collective, he's careful about his thinking, because you can self-sabotage yourself, or talk yourself into not even planting the seed. But he did. He or she, this could be male or female. This energy of the King of Cups is stating, okay, well, I'm going to plant the seed. What else can I do? And that's when the universe says, okay, plant the seed, sit around and have patience. You can only do so much. And then that's all you can do. Once the seed is in the ground, what can you do besides water and make sure it has sunlight? That's pretty much it. You have to wait till it sprouts. Then you have to wait till it grows. But it's letting you know to plant the seed and to sit back and to continue living your life, so you don't block or rot this seed. Okay? Because if you are overly concerned about if it's going to grow, does it have enough water? Maybe it's not enough water. Maybe it's going to rot the seed and it'll never grow. So being overly emotional with this idea, or becoming overly burdened on other people because you don't seem like this idea is going anywhere, or is it sprouting, or you see it's causing too much worrying and anxiety, and that can lead to depression. Okay, and that's where the tears come and the crying and overwhelming this seed. Now another thing is you overthink it. Does it have enough water? Maybe it needs nutrients. Maybe it's not getting the right nutrients. Maybe I should try different nutrients. Maybe I should try that nutrients. Maybe I should try this. Too much vitamins and too much fertilizer can kill the seed too. So there's a message here, about overthinking, over emotion. This is where they need you to be. Calm and collective. Once you plant your seed, once you figure out who can help you, like a business partner or a venture, your spouse, your parent or somebody, once someone has your back and they trust you and you trust them to support each other, then this seed is actually going to sprout even faster. Because now there's two energies focusing on this acorn, giving it love, not overwatering it, and not over fertilizing it. Okay, so keep that in mind. If this idea, this is the idea that you have, either again physically, a new body, mentally, you either take up a new course or you go to college, a business venture, something. This is a good idea that's just ready to sprout. It just needs to be planted, meaning you need to take the first step. Learn more about this. If it's a business, learn about what you need, permits, licensing, what do you need, where locations, where can you and cannot sell food. What is this? Does a city or county require certain packaging? Because I know certain counties or cities do not accept styrofoam. Like all that kind of stuff, you know. Don't plant the seed and then do your homework afterwards. Okay. So, for example, well, actually, that's the example itself. Go ahead and plant the seed, and you'll see. Now, let's ask for advice of the animal spirit. Okay, let's ask the animal spirit what advice they have for us. So we'll start with this: the nightingale spirit, the coyote spirit, and the spider spirit. All right. So now look. Interesting. Because as we were discussing about this card, sitting around, hanging out, waiting for the seed to sprout, continue living life, keeping a positive attitude. As you can see, this person is smiling. I don't know if you can see. But that's what the nightingale, the spirit of the nightingale is saying. It says love is all around us. So take the time after you plant the seed to rejoice in what you've accomplished, what you have started, and think of the positive. Don't think of the negative. Believe me, there's going to be enough people or enough energy around to fulfill that negativity. So you don't need to have your own. You just need to stay positive. You need to stay positive with again, your partner that you chose. And if you haven't chose any partner or anyone, then choose the Holy Spirit. You know, what better than to walk with the Holy Spirit? That way you guys can have a communication with each other and reconnect with each other. And what better than your Holy Spirit to be your partner? Okay? I mean, it's always there, but you're going to have to reconnect and call upon him or her. Call upon it, the Holy Spirit. Okay? But again, by doing that, you get to sit around and enjoy, again, what you created, what you are about to create, and, just looking into the future, but with good intentions and good thoughts, love, happiness. If it's about money, make sure that money is used for whatever you want. Of course, it's your money. But positive actions that you take with money, positive results you're going to get back. Yes. So if you use that money not wisely, then you're going to get that energy back to you. Okay? So I'll leave that up to you. You can figure out what that is. But again, see how beautiful. So instead of bombarding your brain with all of these bad thoughts and blockages because you're thinking of the worst, it's saying sit back, relax, enjoy this moment, enjoy the present, and take a look around. And be thankful for what you have and for what's around you. And be thankful for that thought, this idea, this thought. Okay? And remember, love is all around you. So it's important that you focus on love, because love is the magic key to make this sprout. I know in nature it sprouts itself, but it has the love of Mother Earth. Okay? Alright, so in this case, let's move on to the next card. Aha, see? Now these cards are communicating. Now you have the Ace of Cups in reverse and you have the Coyote spirit. Trust in the divine detour. So now if you had this idea, you planted it, and actually did not work, then that is for a purpose. Something was not right with that initial start. Okay? So it's asking you to trust in the divine detours. There's cases where I was driving and I encounter a blockage, and I go around the blockage because I'm so desperate and in a hurry, where when I went around, I almost got in an accident because I was being impatient. I didn't understand the detour, why it took me to this dead end. It wasn't a dead end street, but it was a street that had construction work on it. So by me being and pushing the that moment, by me manipulating that moment myself, I almost got in an accident instead of just allowing the spirit to detour me to that street where they have the construction and wait and wait, just like this card. Just sit there and wait. I didn't. I went around and I almost got in an accident. So this is saying that this is why things happen this way. And if you think, oh, it's going to happen this year and it didn't happen, it's going to happen next year or the year after that, you have to trust. That's where the faith comes in. That's where the magic comes in. Love and faith. Because those things might have hurt you or could have hurt you. Okay? It could have made you grow too fast where you could have fallen fast. What's that expression? The faster you rise, the harder you fall. One of those. But anyway. All right, so be careful with those emotions, with being angry at the spirit of the universe or at yourself for not thinking or for not catching that the detour. Just allow the spirit to take you to these places where you're meant to be anyway. Okay? So trust is faith. Trust in what you cannot see. Okay? The spirit of the coyote is like that. It's quiet, it's sneaky, but it does that to be able to get its prey and to be able to move forward, right? But sometimes the fox will not be able to catch the prey and will have to go look for another prey. That's similar to what the spirit of that energy is letting you know. But don't worry about this. There's other prey everywhere. There's other ideas. There's other stuff. Or maybe that idea needed to be manipulated a little bit or worked on. And let's see if that seed needed, that initial plan that you had needed some work. And it looks like it did. It looks like you have the Princess of Pentacles in reverse. Overthinking. Okay, overdoing it. And then you have the spirit of the spider spirit. Make your dreams real. Okay? And what happens about overthinking is that it can create chaos, and then you're going to make this chaos a dream into reality. You cannot be in this state of mind when you want to make your dreams come true, because this is going to create chaos. It's in reverse. It's like it's not able to think. It's not able to do. It's like, see, upright, it knows what to do, where to go, how to do it. It's evaluating what step to take and all that. But in reverse, it's like it's blocking itself because it's overthinking it too much. Now, if you think about a spider has to motivate itself. Okay, a spider has to do so much just to get food. Okay, not only does it start with one web or one strand of the web, it has to convince itself to go again and again and again. And once all those strands of web have been in place, then it has to go in circles and connect all of those. Okay, so it has to connect all the pieces. It's about thinking but not overthinking. The spider thinks but it doesn't overthink it. The spider continues to do the same spiral, the same, shape every single time the spider spins its web. It's the same pattern. It doesn't overthink it because this pattern worked. This web worked. Okay, but again, it's telling you that it's about work. You put in the work, you relax. You put in the work, you relax. Okay, if you put in the work and then it's time for the universe to help you and then you're pushing it, you're disrespecting that energy. Just like you're rearranging the web. Okay, you can't. You have to let the universe spread the web. Okay, so again, the spider has to run its strands, spun its strand into the middle. Then it has to go in circles. Okay, and then after that, it has to sit on the side and wait until something lands. Okay, it doesn't go around advertising itself. It doesn't create neon lights on. It doesn't become desperate, and that's what it's saying. This can become desperate. Okay, the spider will have to wait there after it's spun its web, and then guess what? After something lands on the web, the spider has to build courage go towards the prey and has to actually put up a fight. Okay? And then it'll pick its prey, it'll create a web like a mummify it, and it'll inject its venom. And guess what? The spider has to sit back and wait. So I know society has this thing where waiting is such a duh, it's such a taboo, but sorry, it's nature. I mean, even if you wanted this tree to grow, 50 feet high or 25 feet high, it's not going to take a day or two. It's not even going to take a year or two. It's going to take maybe 25 years, depending. I think it is a foot a year or something they grow or something. So, okay, don't overthink it. Don't create that self-sabotage by overthinking it. Okay, stick to what works. Stick to what you know, because this web is something that you know. This spirit is representing, the spider is representing you. Okay, so you do, you wait. You do, you wait. If you want to do, good luck. You either wear yourself out, you can hurt yourself, hurt others. It's just a non-stop chaos. Chaos. So it's up to you. You can stay in that chaos energy, or you listen to this spider. And guess what? Sometimes the spiders have to spin its web every single day. Or it doesn't eat. It'll die. Okay, so remember that. Alright, you guys. And last but not least, we have the guidance card. These are just brief energies that help you continue doing what you're doing, but with a little slight change. Okay, and let's see what that change is. For the first card, you get, effort. Let me see if I can move this camera a little bit over here. I'm going to move these cards up a little bit. Excuse me. Sorry for that, if you guys can hear that siren. Alright, so you have the effort card. Then you have self-discipline. Oh my god, see, the cards are speaking. And completion. Okay, you guys. Let me move this camera here over here that you can see a little bit. I don't know if you can still see it. Let's do this. I'm just going to move these cards over here halfway. Alright, now you can see it. Right? Yes. So, effort. It's interesting. You've already put in the effort, or this is you who has implanted or planted that seed. And that seed is going to give you rewards for the effort. So that's the thing about this that I'll explain to you about the spider. The spider has to put in the effort or nothing's going to happen, right? This King of Cups, this energy of King of Cups, has to maintain putting in that effort. It's not an extreme, it's a calm, it's a number 4. So it's about making sure you do not exhaust yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Effort is putting in that first step. To me, this is the first step. Once you've done that, then it's about this self-discipline. So you have this Ace of Cups here. Ace of Cups, too much emotion, too much chaos, too much looking into the what if this business doesn't take off? What if my ideas are not good? What if this is not going to... No, self-discipline. Let go of that emotion. You need to flip that ace up. See? Now this makes sense because everything is flowing naturally. But like this, it's like a storm coming down from the clouds. Look at that. Okay? And that's because of that self-discipline. So this is the brain. This is the heart. You have the heart chakra. You have to discipline that heart and remind your heart that you can do, and then you have to let the universe, you have to surrender to the universe or surrender to faith. And when you do that, that's where that self-discipline comes in, and then this Ace of Cups reverses by itself. Okay? You start seeing the beauty. You start allowing yourself to go with the flow, not pushing so much. Okay? Because water always looks for the least resistance. The least. It knows that it doesn't have to put so much effort trying to go around the mountain when you can just go down the mountain. So, right here, this is too much. This is the water forcing itself, trying to do something else that it's not designed to do. Because water is very smart. It knows what to do. It knows to flow. All right? And that is allowing this heart to stop overpouring itself. Stop crying so much. Or stop worrying so much. That heart needs you to flip this Ace of Cups and see the positive feelings that you get when you work into when you spend time on your idea, or this transformation that you're working on, or there's change, there's, spirituality, school, business, any of those aspects. This is needed in any of those. Well-balanced emotion. Okay? Because when detours do come in, and the spirits take you to a different place where you didn't even realize you were going to go, because you are self-disciplined and your heart is in the right place, you won't be a crybaby anymore, or you won't take it personal. Okay? When life does this to you, sends you to a different place where you didn't want to go, or you had no idea that was where you were destined to be, you won't cry about it. You'll stay positive. You'll continue to inject this positive energy into your idea. And that's what you want. Because this is a block. This is blocking you. And this is how they're telling you to remove that block. Trust in the divine, in the spirit. And please have self-discipline with your emotions. Okay? So that is the advice they give you and the guidance that they're giving you. This is guidance. With this, you can guide your heart to that. Sorry, a lot of movement. Okay? And again, with this card here, it's beautiful because you went from chaotic, chaos, overthinking, overworrying, depression, anxiety, sleepless nights, not even realizing your initial idea because you overworked it so much. You have to go back to the original idea. Keep it simple. Okay? Because look, your advice is, this is the way, through this understanding of doing and sitting around. Doing and sitting around. Attack and sit around. Eat your prey, and then you have to wait for a new prey to come in and start all over. That's how life is. Okay? You don't just get one obstacle, one problem, and that's it for the rest of your life. You don't get anything. That's silly. They're always going to be around. So through this advice, you can change this and flip it around, and boom, you got it now. Because that energy of the Princess of Pentacles is very important for your business right now. They need you to be clear. They need you to be solid. They need you to be humble and kind. They need you to be respectful, and they need you to set those boundaries. Okay? The spider spirit is going to make you, if you really pay attention and let's see, observe how the spider again works its web, you will see that each time it spins its web, it's the same web because it works. So stick to what works. This is not time to redesign or reinvent the wheel. Okay? So, guess what the advice, your guidance is? The 9. You go from the 11 to a 9. Okay, so now you're working with spirituality and yourself, the Holy Spirit and yourself. Completion. Okay? When you realize that completion is not a destination, or it's not the final point, then you'll be okay. Because again, there's no such thing as you do one thing and that's it, you're completed for the rest of your life. No. Completion right now, it's letting you know that if you follow this advice and you flip this from reverse to upright, you are going to be able to complete your mission. Okay? Look at this is the crown chakra. Your heart, not only will your heart be opened and your sacral chakra, but this crown chakra is going to motivate you and show you what's the next step to move forward. Okay? But without doing this, without taking the advice of the animal spirit and the guidance of these cards, then you're going to stay in this two blockages. Blockage in your present and is blocking in your future. This is the only one that's open, your past. So use this energy wisely, because this is the energy that's actually moving you forward into this beautiful idea you have. Okay? Sure, it looks little, but once it's planted and it has the right elements, this seed can grow as tall as your imagination. Okay? And that's kind of the, that's not kind of, that is the message here. Alright? Don't overwater. Don't overthink. Don't get overly emotional with this idea, not taking off when you want it to, not expanding the way you wanted it to. If it's planted, it expands and it's ready to go. Give thanks to that, and then new energy will come in because you're becoming grateful. You are living your life with gratitude instead of expectations or bossy or what do you call it? Pushy. I don't know. Pushy, push is not a good thing in this case. Okay? That's what it's telling you. Too much energy. It has to be balanced. Alright? So that completes the reading for this first crystal. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this back so you can see a little bit better. Alright, you guys? Please follow the advice of the animal spirit and use the guidance of the guidance card, because they will help you. It's right there in front of you. Okay? Alright, well, thank you. So let's go ahead and get started with this deck. Let's see. This is the crystal here. You can see it. It's pretty. It's actually kind of see-through too. Has a little flame. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. See what, I'm going to move these cards over because I'm going to need more space. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. We'll start with the first deck. This first deck is going to let you know what the message is. Ooh, yes. Oh, okay. Okay, see, I see. That seems to be the pattern here. Okay. You can see you have a major arcana rebirth. You have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And you have a court card, the Princess of Cups in reverse. Alright? So, this to me is this person or persons. It has, let's see, you've planted your seed. The Nine of Pentacles in upright is someone who takes the time to enjoy what she's done and she's performed and she's completed. Okay, so in reverse, this person feels like there's something left, something that she forgot, he or she forgot to do. Okay, this could be where you're trying to, but it looks like you're trying to go back on in the earth and dig out your seed to see if it's actually working or not. That's how I see it. It's like you're becoming impatient, wanting to see. This is seeing the accomplishments that you've done. This is not being able to see. So you have to be careful with this energy. Okay? Because this energy will want to make you, again, go back and dig up the seed and see if it's actually working. But by doing that, you can destroy and destruct the original timeline of that seed, your original timeline of success. Okay? By wanting to overwork something that does not need to be overworked, or overlooking something that needs to be looked at, is not the energy that you want right now. Okay? You have the Princess of Cups in reverse. Now upright, as you can see, it's blissful energy, he or she. This person could be you, or this could be a water sign coming in to give you advice. But in reverse, to me, it's about you pulling out this energy from yourself, this Princess of Cups. Okay? You telling yourself emotionally, no, you did the right thing. The seed's in the ground. You have to have faith. You have to allow the universe to do its part. That's what I see. This is the energy that needs to be pulled out of you. This is not someone coming in. This is the energy wanting to come from within out of you. Okay? This card is a beautiful card when you are trying to sell your product, or when you're trying to, let's see, yeah, like if this has to do with school, then this is the transformation of school, like graduation. This could represent a new you, because you completed all your courses. You actually are about to get your master's or bachelor degree. Okay, you feel new. You feel like a new person, because you are a new person. You've put in so much work. Hello, you put in so much work. And if this is a business, this is the grand opening. Dun, 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 the grand opening of your business. Okay? And so this is not the beginning of any of your creative ideas. This is the finale stage. This is the final stages. Okay? So, continue putting in the work. Don't worry about how much you've done. Continue making the effort. Don't focus on, I'm working so hard and I'm putting so much effort and I don't see any results. No, you can't. You know, when you barely graduate, you still have to go into the world and apply, and you still have to work. You still have to put in the work. Okay, you still have to fill out your applications. You have to file for your permits, your licensing. Or if this is physical, this is the gym. This is when you see yourself in a mirror. You notice that you've been working a lot. You've been working out a lot, and it's hard to see the change. You can feel it, but it's hard to see it because it's just around the corner. Okay, it's just around the corner. We need you to feel happy. We need you to be happy, because when you are in that energy, you are attracting love and prosperity to you, to your idea, to your business, to your schooling, to your spirituality, if physical, if it's your physical body. You know, we need you to come out of this reverse. All right, and we need you to come out of this reverse, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Now, let's ask. Now remember, this person can overreact and say, you know what, we need to pull the seed out and plant it somewhere else. Maybe the soil is not good. Maybe that soil wasn't the right place or the right time or right location to plant that seed. No, careful. That's the reverse. Stay up. We need you to flip this up. Because again, by working this energy, you can believe it. You can pull this seed out and try to plant it somewhere else. Therefore, causing the seed to die because it's destructive. Yeah, let's see. You change its course. Yes. All right. So let's see what advice we have from the animal spirits that can help you out. Okay. First one is the grasshopper spirit. That makes sense. Take a leap of faith. Okay. Cat spirit, claim your independence. Ah, that makes sense. Last but not least, you have the skunk. Know your worth. Okay, so with this card, These cards are communicating now. As you can see, they're on stage. You either graduated, you're about to graduate, you're about to have a grand opening on your business, dun, 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 dun. You're about to make a huge announcement. Okay? You're either going to post it on social media or you're going to do them all. Social media, and you're going to talk to people. Okay? And that is not that you need it, but here is the animal spirits telling you, hey, through this energy of the grasshopper, you can shift your energy and do something with this power that you have here. Not just stand there. It's time to take the leap of faith. Okay? So when I was telling you about the seed, and when you plant it, you have to have faith. After you've done everything, you find the location, you tested the soil, you make sure that there's enough lighting, there's enough nutrients in the soil, it's the right location, it gets enough shade, enough sun, enough watering. Then that's it. You leave it alone. And you take the leap of faith. You have faith that seed is going to sprout and it's going to turn into a tree. Okay? So that is a beautiful, inspirational energy. Take the leap. Take the leap. If you do nothing, you get nothing. Take the leap. Okay? Now, for this Nine of Pentacles, we need you to reverse this. We need you to reverse this because this is a blockage. This Nine of Pentacles is blocking you. Okay? And that's yourself. This is what your subconscious, or unconsciously you're doing this. But the cat spirit comes in and tells you, claim your independence. Okay? Claim your independence. So, to me, independence is when she does something, she don't look back. She's not restricted. She doesn't over worry about. She just does and move forward. And to me, that's independence. To me, dependent, this could be depending on other people. Depending on other people telling you, it's the right idea. Depending, you depend or co-depend. Like, you need people to tell you something. You need people to instill that you're doing the right thing. No. We need you to flip this around and remember, you are who you are, and you think and you act the way you do because that is how we want you to be. We don't want you to be someone else. We don't want you to worry about someone else, call someone else all the time for help, for this. We need you to find your independence from the inside out because this business is going to need leadership, and leadership trust in themselves and their experiences. Yes, they will get ask for opinion, but in the end, it's they'll ask for the opinion, but in the end, it's their independent choice that's going to make everything move forward. Not other people, you. Okay? So the advice here is to reclaim your independence and stop asking and doubting yourself. Because when you doubt yourself, you're doubting your subconscious, your Holy Spirit, your energy. You're blocking this. It's like, how did you become so independent? You're there by yourself, doing it all by yourself, to ask. Am I doing the right thing? Is this the way I'm supposed to be doing it? No, we don't need that. So, cats. Cats are very independent. They depend on themselves. They even, for example, cats can even, I'm sure so can dogs, but I see cats entertain themselves. Okay? Most of the time, the dog, you have to come home and play with it, fetch, and they'll do it for a while, and then it'll get tired and it'll bore itself if you're not with the dog. But the cat is in its own little world. Beautiful. It doesn't need anyone else. It finds its beauty and its laughter and fun and its spontaneity within itself. Okay? I mean, even when you come home, most dogs run up to you because they're excited to see you because now they have a buddy they can do something with. Well, the cat, if it's in the mood, it'll come up to you when you get home, or it may not. It's independent. And that's where they need you to be for this to work. Because how can you be positive with two negatives? Positive. Oof. Or even if you have 2 positive and 1 negative, but you have 2 negatives and 1 positive, easy to handle. How? Take the leap into your independence. Why? Because look, even this energy is in reverse, right? And she's a beautiful energy, he or she. It could be a he or she. Blissful, enjoying, feeling what's around her, him. In reverse, it's the opposite. But look what's happening here. The skunk says, hey, know your worth. Know your worth. Because then you can flip this around. And this is what you are worth. This is how people should see you, and not see you insecure, not able to communicate, lack in communication skills, lack in emotional, no foundation. Foundation is weak, it's broken. No. Maybe people were telling you, you're not ready for this. You won't be able to handle all those responsibilities from your new life, from the change that you've created. You won't be able to handle it. You're not that strong, people can tell you. Or you don't see yourself worthy enough to do this, worthy enough to accomplish this. But you actually are. It's just you have some doubt, and doubt can be replaced with worth, and once you replace doubt with worth, this flips over. Number 9. Okay? So, think about it. You need to be in this state of mind. Solid foundation. Because now it's hard to penetrate to this person and to break this person down, because this person is at its best. It knows its worth. This person knows how much they can get done. They know how to get things done. They know how to take action. But not like this. This is like the opposite of it, obviously. Not knowing your worth. Not knowing how powerful you are. Not knowing how smart you are. Not knowing how beautiful you feel. No, that's the negative. This is what you need to flip it over. Know your worth, because it's needed here. It's needed in this place and time. How can the energy of the business, or your change, or your spirituality, how can it be completed when you have these 2 negatives here blocking you? Look at this beautiful rebirth major arcana. Major. Okay, this is a minor, this is a court card. So these are minute stuff that you can fix right now. How? Through the animal spirit. He or she has built this powerful person. They just need to take the leap. Take the leap and not constantly want to see improvement and change. No. This is not the time to constantly need change, and no. Again, this is just do what you're meant to do with this idea that you created, with this change that you implemented, with this spirituality growth that you're going through, this awakening that you're going through, or this business that you are very into. Now that has already sprouted, but you need to continue putting in the work and the emotion. Okay, the physical and the emotion. We need you to be physically independent, not needing so many people to take you and to say, you're a nice person, you're good. No, we don't need that. Okay? And we don't need someone to be emotionally imbalanced where, okay, I'm not selling enough, I'm not seeing the change in my body, my education, I shouldn't have got that degree. No. We don't need none of that. We need to move into this and out of these. Remember this. Remember how strong you are. Remember how much you can accomplish. Remember how much you accomplished. Flip these around, please. Flip these around. Alright? So, this can be flipped by reconnecting to your independence, And this card can be flipped by knowing your worth. This seed needs you right now. There's not major, there's nothing really bad going on. It's just minute stuff that needs to be addressed before they turn into bigger problems. Okay? Because we need you to be happy so your business can grow. We need you to not worry about if people are going to come buy your product. No, you don't need to worry about that. Just go, set up your thing, and allow people to come to you. Okay? Okay. Guidance. Let's see what the guidance cards have for you. Environment. That makes sense. Time out. Okay, well, we were talking about that too. And follow your dreams. Okay? Alright. So these are the cards that you received. This is your guidance card. Message, advice, guidance. Okay? So, interesting. Green. It's all green. It's the cards are communicating. You got 4-4. You got 3-4. Alright, so it could be 8 because you add them up. But here we go. Look at your environment. Look at all the green this person has. Look at the green. Okay? Money, abundance, love, heart, emotion. Grasshopper spirit. Green all around. Take the leap of faith. Last but not least, green, your environment. Okay? Look at yourself as being a part of the environment. Now, do you want to be part of the environment that's beneficial? Or do you want to be part of the environment that's destructive and chaotic? To me, chaotic and constructive will mean when you don't take a leap, you stay here. You stay here and you don't move anywhere. And that would be chaotic, destructive. Okay? But what this person is doing, it's coming out of that cave of completion, rebirth, and it's starting to see its environment that he created or she created, or the environment that this person is in. And they're trying to see if it's healthy for them or if it's not. And it is. Your environment is healthy. So that means it's you. Because your mind, body, and soul are connected. Okay? So, guidance here. Continue putting in your heart into everything that you do. Some people don't use their heart when they do things like this. They use some other energy. That can be chaotic again. Because the heart is the purest. Okay? So through your heart, you will continue this rebirth energy of seeing things in a new perspective. Okay? Realizing that your choices to plant the seed where you did, is the right place. Be aware of your environment. Okay? This is going to be very important because your environment right now are these two. That's your environment right now. These two right here. And they're reverse. Okay? So this card is the guidance for this card. Take the time out to think of what's going on internally. Your solar chakra. If you think about it, this person needs to take the time out. And again, it's not... The reason it needs to take the time out is to regain her independence, him or her independence. We cannot have this person as the boss. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. You need to take the time out to correct this. Cannot move forward with this energy, I'm sorry. Cannot move forward with this energy. This energy will draw you out. Okay? Because what happens is you won't be able to make decisions because you're always going to need help from other people or other sources, outside sources. And, you know, sometimes those advices are good, and sometimes those people who you ask for advice can be malicious. So, when you flip this around by reestablishing your independence, reclaiming your independence, and taking the time out to think why you're feeling the inside, why you're feeling this way, go ahead and take a look at this card. Take the time out with yourself and see what's causing this. Is it something that was instilled when you grew up? You always had to ask your parents or somebody for advice or for how to do things? And if it was, then you have to learn to be your own, be your own thinker, an independent thinker. And just like other people can give you bad advice and you can make mistakes, then hey, that means you can make up decisions, and they're not going to be perfect all the time. You're going to make mistakes here and there, but you become better at thinking. You become better at placing this knowledge where it's supposed to be. Yeah, not being destructive with this energy, but being productive, destructive. All right? So take the time out, please. It's time right now to do it, because if you don't do it, you cannot continue functioning with the two negative energies that have to be flipped over. Very easy energies too. Okay? And last but not least is follow your dreams. How can this person follow its dream when they're upside down? You tell me. You can't. But as soon as this person knows its worth, how many skills this person has, the abilities that this person has, and if you haven't taken the time, go ahead and take the time. Write down what your best qualities are. Are you compassionate? Are you a good listener? Are you a good dancer? Are you a good creator? What are your strengths? And after you write them down, you're going to see your worth. Ask other people if you can't start by yourself. Ask other people, what are some of my best traits? And you'll see. And once you know your worth, you're going to flip this over, and now the dreaming comes in. The dreams come true. Because look, she's dreaming. He or she is dreaming. Okay? But not like this. To me, this would be a beautiful dream, or what is it? A nightmare? Beyonce song, whatever it was. But yeah, it's this could be stuck in a nightmare. You're stuck in a nightmare emotionally, and it's going in circles and circles and circles. So, again, once you know your worth, you can flip this over, and you can start making your dreams come true. All right? All right. So let's see here. Let's finalize this. See if you can take a look at all the cards. There you go. Okay. Take a mental look at this. Remember these cards. Remember what I said. And apply it when the opportunity arises. Okie dokie. Alright, you guys. Good job. Just a little bit more work with the foundation. Alright, have a good day. Bye. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started with the last but not least, malachite. Malachite. I had to say it twice. Alright. It's a beautiful crystal. Again, if you wanted to know more on the healing properties of these crystals, eventually I will have a link attached to my website and my YouTube channel where you can see the healing properties of these crystals. Okay, but for now, there's tons of people out there with beautiful information, and you can visit one of their channels and look into this healing properties or the benefits of malachite. Okay? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move these cards over because I will need space. Alright, let's go ahead and get started here. First one. We have 3 decks. This first deck is going to tell you the message. The second deck is going to give you an advice on how to fix that. And the last but not least, these are guidance cards that help seal the reading. Okay? Alright, we'll go ahead and get started with these two. Well, with the first deck. And I'll move these two off to the side. Okay, we'll get started. Let's see. Ooh, yes. Okay, so whoever picked this crystal is in the right place. Wow, those are beautiful cards. Alright, as you guys can see, you have the 8 of Wands, you have the 7 of Pentacles, and then you have the Tower. Interesting. So you have 8, 7, and 7. Well, look what's happening. This person already had a business, and it actually has multiple ideas for business. This energy here has multiple ideas. This person is not putting all their seeds in one basket. This energy here of the malachite crystal, it's informing you that this is the right thing to do. Not put all your eggs in one basket. And also to spread your ideas and your creative plans, spread them around. Yes, you know that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because if something happens, you trip and fall, all your eggs are in that basket. Or if you say, I'm going to put 15 eggs, don't count your chickens before they hatch. It's another one that I remember when I was very young. I think I was in 5th grade when I heard that song. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. So if you make plans, because you have 20 eggs, right? Let's say you have 20 eggs, and you make plan that each of those eggs are going to hatch, there can be issue there. Because that's, again, putting all your eggs in one basket. You realize that, oh, maybe out of 20 eggs, 7 gave birth and the other ones never hatched. So that is the expression, don't count your chickens before they hatch. So in this case, this person is putting eggs in different baskets all around, meaning you're feeding your ideas, and you're feeding multiple ideas. You're not feeding just one idea. These days and age, you cannot just have an Instagram. You cannot just have a Facebook. You have to have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I mean, you can keep going on and on with all of these TikTok and YouTube, and there's so many of them. Okay, and that's what they're doing. That's the message. Is you're doing the right thing. Don't do what 1950, 1960, 1970, all those. I mean, I'm from the 90s. That's my decade. I was born in the 70s, but even the 90s was kind of like one thing at a time. And then when you fail, it's sad, because you will even ask yourself, why did I do that? Why did I put all my energy into one single thing? And if that one single thing didn't work, that's it. Your whole life and your whole future and everything is ruined. Because I'm so glad for these days where everyone's like, no, we can handle 2, 3, 4 things at a time. I mean, if you remember when you went to school, you had elementary, you had a couple, whatever, one teacher, one classroom. Some had 2. Then you go to middle school, you have 7 periods. You have 7 different subjects. And then you go to high school, the same thing. And then you go to college, and you can get more subjects. So how come we went from being able to do multiple things at one to, oh, I can only do one thing at a time? I don't get it. And I'm from the old school. I was born in 78. And it was cool from the past, but I'll leave that in the past. So don't do what they used to do in the past. One thing at a time, and all your money and effort and love and energy on one thing. You could do it. You don't have to listen to me, but good luck. And it turns into luck. versus when you have multiple ideas and you're spreading your ideas everywhere and making each and spending a little bit of time on each idea, putting in the effort. You work on an idea to a point where you can't anymore, and you have to sit back and let the universe take over. Okay, well then move on to the next one. Put some energy into that business idea or effort or change or physical, spiritual, whatever your plans are. You work that plan until you cannot do anymore, and let the universe do the rest. You move on to the next one. You put in your energy into your next idea, and you can only do so much where that's it. You can't do anymore because it involves money or it involves customers showing up, things that involve faith or just allowing the universe to unfold, and that's where you have to wait. So I don't know, that is a beautiful card to me. This is a beautiful reading so far, and that's just one card. Next card, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Taking what you know, revaluing what you've learned, taking with you what you've learned, knowledge, wisdom, spirituality, everything that you've learned. This is a time to take that with you and to continue putting in that work in those fields. Remember I was telling you how you can have multiple ideas and you work on one idea to a point where that's it, that's all you can do, and then you jump into another one and you put all your effort into you can't do anymore, and then that's what it's saying here. Look, it's saying that you take from you take from here. You learn something here, you take from here, and with both of these, you move forward into the future. And look, the Tower. Beautiful card. I love the Tower. To me, this is the old, like I was talking about, the 1970s, 80s, one thing at a time mentality. Put all your eggs in one basket. No, that's the old, and that's why it's beautiful how this Tower comes in and says, no, I'll leave the foundation. I'll leave your foundation, but you need to grow. You need to build something new, because this doesn't work anymore for 2020. This worked for 1960, 1970, 1980, 1990, whatever. But this doesn't work these days and age. Again, you cannot just have Facebook. You cannot just have Twitter. You have to have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, YouTube, all kinds of stuff. So letting go of this past is going to make you the most powerful person in your life. You'll see. Because to me, if this is business, or if this is just change that you're doing in your life, you're creating a business, you're working out, you're eating healthier, your perspective of life, you're changing your way of seeing things, you're becoming more aware, all that kind of stuff. To me, that's beautiful. And then what you do is you gain the material, you gain the information that you need to rebuild this. This Tower has to go. Now, as you can see, you have minor, and major arcana. So these are good influences in your life, but this is the major shift that you have to do. Shift your thinking from one thing at a time. I could only do one Facebook at a time. Once I master Facebook, then I'm going to get Twitter in the next 2-3 years. And then once I master Twitter in the next 2-3 years, I'm going to master it. No, that doesn't serve anymore. You have to do everything back to back to back now. No more, again, that one thing at a time. It gets under my skin. Again, you were in school, you had 7 subjects. You had English, you had math, you had PE, you had elective, you had all this stuff in freaking 8 hours, 9-hour day in school. And then you got home, and then you still had to worry about your feelings, your mother, your father, the way, girlfriends, and you still had to live life on top of all those 7 subjects. So why do we have to do one thing at a time? I don't think this is a good card. This is about not doing one thing at a time. Okay? If you could do 2 things at once and you're master at it, perfect, because then you'll be able to do 3 things at a time. And then 4. It's like starting with elementary. You had one teacher, all the subjects in one class for the most part, but then you grow up, and then you evolve to middle school and high school, and then you have 7 or 8 subjects. Okay, and then you upgrade again and you increase your awareness, and you go to college and you can take even more classes. It's up to you. So remembering that is going to break this. We don't need this no more. That's old. Okay? So if this is business venture, you know what to do. If this is a self-help, you know what to do. And then change this. Okay? If this is your old body, this is your old body. Now you're sending out a new physical workout program. Take as much information you can from that workout program and change your future. This one, if this is spirituality, this wand here, take that wand, learn as much as you can, obtain information, gather information, take that information with you, and change this tower. You cannot build something new on top of this. How? How can you build something new on top of what's already there? You have to break it down. When somebody builds a house and they want to remodel the house but tear it all down and leave the foundation but start up again, that's how they do it. They don't build a house on top of another house because then they'll turn into a 2-story house, but the first floor of the house is all rotted and disgusting and ugh. They don't do that. You demolish what's on top, you leave the foundation, and you build again. Okay? So if this is, again, a business venture regarding, I don't know, arts and crafts, well, you learn as much as you can. How much is it for a booth? Where are these booths located? What is my customer? How can I obtain customers? You know, what information I need, all that kind of stuff. You take that with you and you tear it down and you make a new one. Okay? A solid building. And again, in 5-10 years, you might have to demolish that what you just built and start something new. But for now, that's what it's trying to tell you. That's the advice. Spread your energy, spread your thinking, spread your ideas. Don't have one idea only, have multiple. Okay? So, let's see what the advice cards want to let you know. Okay. Look at those cards, beautiful. So, for this one, makes sense. The lion spirit. The lion spirit doesn't go around roaring every single second. It roars when it needs to, right? Be generous of spirit. That's so cute. So in other words, this person is not overworking her power, his power. No, they're confident. They have strength in within. They have strength that they can handle this. They trust in spirit and in themselves to get these things done and to be able to do more than one. And again, like I was telling you, in school we had 7 or 8 subjects, or 7 subjects with an elective. It's been a long time. So you have the strength. Whoever picked this side, this crystal here, this malachite, you have the strength. It's right here. It's within you. And the fact that you don't have to show it and roar all the time is beautiful. You know your strength. You know what you're doing. You can see your focus. You know that even when the lion goes after its prey, it becomes very quiet. Well, normally the lionists do all the work, but but even when he is, when it's his time to take charge, he thinks about every movement that he does, and he spends his energy wisely, because he knows that if he overextends himself, he can wear himself out, and he will get taken down. Okay? So you know your strength. You know how much you can handle. And you don't have to have 8 different ideas, but it's saying to have more than one. Okay? You have the strength. And allow yourself to see how much you could handle. Okay? Alright, like in school. See how much, do you need to go back to elementary? Or are you going to stay in middle school and high school? Or is it time to move into college? It's up to you. How much can you handle? Obviously you can handle a lot. You got the lion. Okay? So, that's the advice that they're giving you to confirm or reassure this card. You have the strength. Look into your strength. Don't abuse your strength. Be generous of spirit. See? Now, just because you have this capacity to do this and you have all these ideas, don't go around showing off. Don't show off this power that you have, or this strength that you have, or this ability you have, or all these opportunities that you have. Be generous. Be humble and kind. You have the strength. You don't have to roar. Okay? Because this lion is calm. It's not roaring. It's not even in a position where it's going to roar. It's actually just focusing on the future. Not the past, but the future. Okay? Alright, and that's, to me, is the same. This is the past. It's stuck. It's already in the ground. She's taking him off the ground. He or she is removing it off the ground and sending it out into the universe. He or she is making that happen through strength. But it is being generous. Alrighty, so that's actually a beautiful confirmation there. Is you have this. You have the strength. Don't do one thing at a time, please. Don't do one thing at a time. Don't do one thing at a time. I keep getting that. Alright, and the next card you have, and the advice for the Seven of Pentacles, is the Chameleon Spirit. So, remember I was saying, gather information and take it with you. Obtain so much about what you want here. Obtain it and then push it to your future. Well, that's what the chameleon is saying here. Is act as if. Act as if you are a professional. Act, what is it? What's that expression? It is something about you have to act the part until you become the part. Right? Yeah. So you have to, even if you act like you know what you're doing, that alone is better than the energy of, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Because even if you act like you know what you're doing, eventually the messages come in from the universe or from the spirit, and you actually will be pretty well guided by acting like, because acting is positive. And acting like you don't know anything, like, so to me this is a positive card, and this is a positive reassuring card. A chameleon is like I was saying, this is not the time to just turn into one. Remember how I was saying that in school we had elementary, you had one class, and then you go from middle school to high school and you have multiple, and then college. That's what that chameleon is doing. If this person has multiple ideas, then this person has to act each, like he knows what he's doing with each of these. Does that make sense? Of course. And that's what this person is doing. Okay, so remember to change. Remember to allow change. Remember to go with the flow of change. Remember not to be so stuck in, like I was telling you, how people are like stuck in the old energy of doing one thing at a time. And that's not what this is. This is telling you to become fluent, to shape shifter, to change into what you need to change to get these things done, or your business to take off, or your multiple businesses to take off. And that's what they need you to be. If this is going to be you, then you have to get used to becoming the manager, the boss, an employee, the accounting person, the hiring person who hires people. You're pretty much going to have to shift and change into everything that the business needs you. If you need to fix something, guess what? Now you're the handyman. If something's not working with your bank, now or you have to get your taxes done, now you have to shift it over to a tax preparer. Okay? So that is the key here, is to be able to shift without having these preconceived notion of what you should be, or You should be just one thing, and that's not. This is another again. You should not just do one and put all your eggs in one basket, and you should not just be one person with one personality. And I'm not saying like if something's wrong with you, you have multiple personalities, but everyone shifts and everyone changes. When you encounter certain people, depending on who you encounter, you change. You know, if it's someone that you think is really cute, your demeanor and your voice and everything's going to change. And then if you meet someone that you hate and you can't stand, you're going to change. Your demeanor's going to change. Everything's going to change. You know, you walk into a building where there's 500 people, you're going to change. You're going to act different. And when you're by yourself, then you're going to act different again. So it is not like something's wrong with you and you have multiple personalities. Everyone has multiple personalities, okay? I don't care who you are. Everyone has it. Everyone. Okay? So let go of that stigma that you should just be one. Again, this whole you should just be one, or you should just be one form, is screaming not to be like that. Okay? And it's not saying to be all over the place either. It's saying that you can handle more than one thing at a time. Don't put all your eggs in one basket when there's multiple baskets. Don't try to do everything by yourself if you can find someone else to help you with. But if you cannot find someone else to help you, then just connect with the Holy Spirit, and you and the Holy Spirit will get all of this done. You'll see. Okay? And last but not least, well, for the advice cards, last but not least, you have the armadillo spirit. Okay? Alright, so for this, the tower, when the tower comes in and you restructure your future, set healthy boundaries. Okay? Because there is going to be a lot, because you're not doing this whole one egg in one basket thing. You are going to have to, like I said before, you put it in the energy into one thing, and then if there's nothing else you can do, it's out of your control, then you release that, you leave it up to the universe, and you work on the other business plan or project or thought or idea. Okay? Because if you try to overwork one of these, and you overwork it, and there's no boundaries, you can't sleep, you're thinking too much, you're thinking too hard on one thing where all the other ones can fall apart. So you have to set boundaries. So for example, if you say, I'm going to work on this idea only on Mondays and Fridays. I'm going to work on this idea only on the weekend. I'm only going to, you take it from there. But you're setting your boundaries. Or no matter what plan or idea I have, after 6 o'clock, I am out. My phone is shut off. I don't answer to emails. I don't answer to nothing. You can still send me an email or call me. I'll respond the next day. Those healthy boundaries, okay, are what we're talking about. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself all over the place. And you'll find yourself rolling around in all directions. Because the armadillo, doesn't it turn into a ball? And could just be, it either walks where it needs to, or it can go with the flow. And not put so much energy, because they'll roll instead of walking. So that's kind of like similar to me. Okay? So when things are flowing well, and you're exhausted and everything's okay, then you don't have to keep putting in the work. You could just turn into a ball and just go, keep rolling with the flow. Go with the flow. Okay? That way you don't wear yourself out. That's where the boundaries come in. Okie dokie. So, alright, let's keep moving forward here. And last but not least, we got your guidance cards. Let's see what they have here for us. We have love partnership. Interesting. Synchronicity. There it is. And last but not least, surrender. That's a beautiful card right there. 10. Surrender to spirit. Alright, so the first guidance is love partnership. Love this. This is a partnership you should fall in love with. You and your strength. You and your capacity. You and your abilities. That is a beautiful love relationship. Okay? And you get to number 8. Infinite love. You and your strength. You and your courage. Okay? Partnership. Choose spirit. But yes, perfect. Beautiful. And this is your root chakra. This energy between these two builds solid foundation. These two energies here, this energy and this energy. Let me see if you can see a little better like this. You see the cards already. But these two energies, it's what's going to build this new. Okay? So I'm just telling you, love yourself, appreciate yourself, appreciate your strength, your abilities. Because, I mean, look at the cards, you're beautiful. You are moving towards where it has to go. So to me, this is about, you've put in the work, everything is flourishing, everything is moving in the right direction, you got your business plan, you got everything going, and you've been working so hard, now it's time to rest a little bit, and then to put in the work. And then you're going to need a little bit of rest when you're going to shift into your future, your present and your future. Okay? Because these two energies are now, look, these two are very interesting because this person is, again, it's about someone who is learning new things, putting in the work, shifting, they're changing because of each subject that they learn or they're into is changing them from the inside out too. So if you think about it, the synchronicities between changing and doing, it's beautiful. Because through doing, change comes in. You know what I'm saying? Through doing something, change comes in. Shifts, change. Okay? So you have to put in the work. You have to see the synchronicities that are all around you and pay attention to those. And to me, pink is spirit. The spirit chakra? No, that's white. They're both, it's pink or white. Anyway, so, but yeah, so you are going to be, they're going to send you messages and little information, let's see. Yeah, little messages here and there that you have to pay attention. And when you do encounter those synchronicities, act on them. Act like if you know what to do. Act as if you know what you're doing. Because that is going to allow that energy of, you could do it, and here's the answer to come in. Versus if you try to do this with doubt and negativity, and, well, I'm not even going to do that because I didn't go to school to do that, and I don't know how to do that. No. Everyone knows how to do it. You just have to spend time and gather information, obtain procedures. This could be books. This could be literature. This could be learning new trades. This could be all of that. Learning how to be the accounting, learning how to be the human resources, learning how to be the tax preparer. Those are all the things that you have to start doing because this business or this change, this venture that you're going through really needs someone who's open and not scared to try. Because in business and change and all that, you're always going to encounter something that you don't know. Always. And if you encounter that with the energy, oh no, self-destructive, doubt, fear, anxiety, oh no, that's just going to create chaos. That's not going to get you anywhere. But if you encounter, let's say you have they changed the law. In 2021, this new law is going to come in effect. Well, guess what? You have to go in there and do the research and become that tax specialist. And make sure that you're doing the right thing, and then you're going to act like you're the accountant. You're like you went to a 20-year college. Well, more like 8 year. All right, so whatever you encounter, act, even if you have no clue what it is, act like you know what it is, because that's going to motivate you to do the research and to look into it instead of being scared. Because people don't chase fear. They don't chase fear. So, okay? they chase confidence. They chase independence. Yeah, they don't change. They don't. No one chases fear. No one says I want to just feel fear for 5 days. Like it's not something that people do. Okay, so act as if. Don't act like you don't. All right, there's that one. There's your last. Okay, surrender to spirit. Once you went through all this, once you demolished your old way of thinking and you build this new way of thinking and this new way of doing, and again, like once that's set and then you allow it to go with the flow and you set healthy boundaries on all your businesses and stuff and with people and your loved ones, because boundaries also, like I said, if you tell everyone by 6 o'clock, I don't care if it's my business. After 6 o'clock, I'm done. That's a healthy boundary. Okay? And that's beautiful, because then you get to spend time with your family, your friends, yourself. You know? It's surrendering. Surrendering at one point. And surrender does not equal weakness. Surrender is the help of God, of the universe. 10, the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. So that is a beautiful guidance. Always remember to surrender to the Holy Spirit, not to a person, but to the Holy Spirit, and you will see how they'll send you synchronicities to help you in those situations. Okay? And that's when you thought of everything and you cannot think of anything else, you just say, you know what? It's not that I'm I give up, because I never give up. It's just I need your help. I need the help of the Spirit because I'm stuck. And guess what? That messages, those synchronicities, those miracles will come in because you allow yourself to be open, because you surrender to the Spirit. And the Spirit gives you free will. So they cannot force you to do something. It's your choice in the end. They can give you advice and they can give you hints and they can send you messages, but the free will is yours. You have to either take it or not. Okay? So there is that message there. You guys are doing the right thing. This is more about, you've already gone through thinking about your idea and thinking about where it's going to be. You're already doing it. You're in your dream. You're in that mix. You're in it right now. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. You're in it, and it's fun. It's scary, it's fun, but it's all doable. And wherever you get stuck, you just surrender to Spirit and say, you know what? Again, I'm not a quitter, but I do need just a little bit of your advice right now. And they'll give it to you at the right moment. They're not going to give it to you here where it won't make sense. They'll give it to you here when you're encountering this energy. Then the message will come in. Then it'll make sense because it pertains to that. Okay, or it pertains to this, or it pertains to that. But don't expect this message to come over here and this message to be over here, because it won't make sense to you. You have to be at the right place at the right time. Ooh, something like that. Alright? Alrighty. So, when you're at the right place at the right time, messages come in, accept it, act as if you know what that message means. And you'll be surprised, because that's how they guide you. Okay? Now, the guide cards went in between the advice cards, but hey, things work the way they do for a reason. Alright, you guys, so here are your cards again. No reversals, so that's good. This is just a minor push that you just needed, like a little push, not too much. Alright, you guys, I love you. I hope this makes most of you or all of you guys happy. I know it's stressful. There's a lot of things going on, but it's nothing that you guys cannot handle. And we are entering the Aries season, or the moon of Aries. So that is about getting things in action, moving things forward. It's also the first step. But to me, this is like, well, yeah, you'll see. All right, you guys, I gotta go. Have a beautiful day. I appreciate you guys' time, and thank you for visiting my channel. Thank you. Bye.